Hey guys, this is Zan from Orenda Yoga and welcome to my balance class. Today we'll be just working on bringing balance into the body. During this time, I think everybody just needs to find some sort of peace. So let's begin in child's pose. Extending the hands forward, let's make it active. So keep the elbows lifted from the mat. Walking the hands forward. And just taking a deep inhale here to fill up the lungs. And as you exhale, feeling the hips drop back onto the heels. Just beginning to feel the connection from the belly onto the thighs. And just feeling how your body moves as you inhale and as you exhale. Feeling how the shoulders drop down onto the mat, keeping those elbows lifted. And just beginning to soften out through the body. And just taking your attention to your mind. And just as you exhale, be beginning to let go of any thoughts. Just taking a deep inhale again to fill up lungs. Exhale to side out, feeling the hips drop back. And now maybe if that space is still available, maybe walking the hands a little bit further away from you. And now gently just dropping the right elbow down towards the mat. So you're opening out into the right side body now. Lifting that elbow up, keeping it lifted, dropping left elbow down. Taking it over again to right side, dropping right elbow down towards the mat. Coming back to center, left side last time. And slowly back to center, taking the hands to grab the heels behind you. And if you'd like, you can just set an intention here, either for yourself, maybe for the world. And just taking a deep inhale. Exhale to just release the body down. Slowly walking hands forward again, back into child's pose. And rolling up through the spine, coming into your tabletop position. So just moving the knees so that they're hip-width distance apart in line with the ankles. Keeping, wrists in line with the shoulders. And just moving through some cats and cows, you're going to take the gaze up towards the ceiling, inhale. Exhale, round, gaze goes towards the navel. Inhale again, gaze towards the ceiling. Exhale, round towards the navel. Just moving with your own breath here, so it's always inhale to look up. Exhale, round. Just do 2 more here. Last one, inhale. And exhale, round. Coming to a neutral spine, extending that left leg behind you. Keeping the toes facing the mat so that the hips stay in line. Once you find your balance, extending right arm forward. Hold here for a sec. And now as you exhale, bending into the knee and elbow, bringing elbow to touch knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow touches knee. Inhale to lengthen. Last one, elbow to touch knee. Inhale to lengthen, hold again. And now make sure you're not letting in, push through that shoulder. Gently dropping right hand down, you're tucking the right toes, lifting the knee, coming in, 3-legged dog. Gently dropping right knee down towards the mat. Left foot goes down, push back, child's pose. Inhale, come forward again, tabletop. Just moving the knees hip width distance. When you're ready, taking right leg behind you, toes facing the mat. Find your balance here, extending left arm forward. Bending into elbow, knee, crunch to touch. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, touch. Inhale, lengthen. Last one, exhale to touch. Inhale to lengthen. Placing that left hand down, tucking the right toes, lifting the knee, right leg goes up, three-legged dog. Gently placing left knee down, back into child's pose. Take a second here to remember the intention that you set at the beginning of the class. Gently coming up, tabletop. Tucking the toes, lifting the knees, pushing back, down dog. So remember to keep the feet hip width distance apart. If your heels can't touch the mat, that's fine. Just bend gently into the knees. And then always remembering to push chest towards thighs. On your next inhale, taking right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, you're stepping it on the outside of the right hand, keeping the hands firmly onto the mat and just gently moving back and forth. So you're working here into the hip flexors now. And then slowly releasing left knee down towards the mat, bringing the right hand on towards the knee, pushing the knee over towards right side. If it's available, you're taking the gaze towards the back of the mat. Slowly coming back to center, both hands firmly onto the mat. Tucking the left toes, lifting the knee, right leg goes back up, three-legged dog. Slowly stepping right foot in between the hands, rising up to your crescent lunge. Both palms facing one another. So you want to try to sink the hips a little bit lower, trying to get the thigh parallel with the mat. Bringing hands to heart center. Gently lifting up into your warrior three. Keeping the toes facing the mat, hips stay aligned. Bringing both feet to meet, inhale to lift up, Utkatasana. Straightening up through the legs, exhale, forward fold. Inhale to your half lift, exhale, fold. Slowly placing the hands onto the mat, just walking the feet up now to your high plank. Dropping down onto the knees first, chest in between the hands. Inhale to cobra. Staying on the tops of the feet as you lift up, downward facing dog on the top. When it gets sore, you unflip the toes. Taking it over to left side, left leg up. Stepping it on the outside of the left hand. Keep the hands exactly where they are. You're moving back and forth. So move with your breath here, so try to do it a little bit slower, dropping the hips down a little bit more if that's available. And then slowly releasing that right knee down towards the mat, left hand onto the knee, taking the gaze towards the back if that's available. Coming back, hands onto the mat, taking that left leg back up, three-legged dog. And again, stepping it in between the hands, rising up to your crescent lunge. Inhale. Again, dropping those hips a little bit lower than you can, keep that back leg straight. Hands come to heart center as you gently lift that right leg up, warrior three. Both feet meet, inhale, Utkatasana. Straightening up through the legs, exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift, exhale, fold. Placing the hands firmly onto the mat, walking back into your high plank. Taking chaturanga here, or knees, chest and chin. Inhale to cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. The vinyasas are optional here. So if they're too much for you, you just gently drop down into child's pose. Taking 5 breaths here. And when you're ready, just lifting back up into your down dog. If you're staying in down dog again, just taking 5 deep breaths here. On your next inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale to step it in between the hands, back into your crescent lunge, both hands up. Taking that right hand behind you to slide down that back leg, left hand goes up. Gently squaring off, hands to heart center. Again, when you're ready, kicking that left leg up, warrior 3. Both feet to meet, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Bending into the knees, inhale, Utkatasana. Hands to heart center, left leg back, warrior 3. Dropping it back, crescent lunge again, inhale, hands go up. Gently releasing the hands into cactus, taking a mini back bend if that's available. Slowly coming back up, hands towards the ceiling. Taking hands towards the floor, inhale, right leg goes up. Option to move through vinyasa with the right leg up, otherwise you're placing it down, so you inhale to shift forward, high plank. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Holding here for 5 breaths again. Left leg up. Exhale in between the hands, back into crescent lunge. Slowly dropping that left hand behind you, now right hand reaches up. Walk that hand as far down as you can. Slowly coming back, crescent lunge, hands to heart center. Gently lifting up, warrior 3. Both feet meet, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bending into the knees, inhale, Utkatasana. Hands to heart center, right leg back, 3, warrior 3. Gently dropping back, crescent lunge, inhale. Again, practicing the arms, pulling the shoulders towards one another. So you want to imagine that you have a can in between your shoulder blades. Gently dropping back if that's available. Slowly coming back, releasing hands. Hands to heart center, gently placing them onto the mat, left leg up, 3-legged dog. Moving through vinyasa. Gently bringing the big toes to touch. You're going to walk the feet, the hands back towards the feet. And then bending into the knees, coming onto the balls of the feet, taking the knees over towards the side. So you want to open your legs like a book. Once you've got your balance, bringing hands to heart center. And now just make sure that the hips are lifting away from the heels. So you're not pushing the heels down and towards the mat. You want to stay light. And just finding your breath here again, finding your heart center. Slowly bringing the knees to touch. Option to maybe take crow pose, so you're placing the hands in front of you, bringing the knees in towards the triceps. Slowly tipping forward, maybe lifting one, maybe the other. If you're in crow, slowly releasing down. Again, opening up the knees, hands come to heart center. Bringing knees to touch again, gently lifting all the way up, staying on the balls of the feet. Inhale, hands go up. Dropping down into the feet, take a mini back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, fold. Walking the hands back into your down dog. Taking right leg up towards the sky. Exhale to step it in between the hands. Again, rising up, crescent lunge. Inhale. Slowly turning up, warrior 2. So you want want to bring the gaze over the right middle finger, keeping the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And just checking the alignment here, so the heel of the front foot is in line with the arch of the back foot. Slowly dropping back, reverse, inhale. Exhale to come back, warrior two. Inhale again to reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Last one to reverse, hold here. And gently lifting up, warrior two. Bringing hands to heart center, you're turning the feet so that they're pigeon-toed, coming into your goddess squat. So you want to try to drop the hips down here, keeping the back in line with the heels. Bringing the hands onto the knees, you're dropping the right shoulder over. And you want to use that right hand to push the right knee away from you. Back to center, over towards left side. Last time over to right side, right shoulder drops. And again over to left side. Slowly rising up, keeping the hands at prayer, stay into your goddess squat. Turning now, crescent lunge towards the front of the mat, hands stay at prayer. Gently lifting that left leg up, warrior three. And gently taking that left foot over towards the right side. You're staying on the top of that foot. Gently lifting up the hands, you're grabbing hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Exhale to pull over towards the right side. Inhale back to center. Taking hands to heart center, slowly lifting back into your warrior three. Gently dropping behind you, crescent lunge. Whoops. Hands to the floor, right leg goes up, inhale. Moving through vinyasa, otherwise just child's pose or down dog. Wherever you are, child's pose or down dog, take 5 deep breaths. If you're in child's pose, slowly lifting back up into your downward facing dog. Behind you. Exhale to step it in between the hands, back into your crescent lunge. Inhale. Gently dropping up, warrior two again, keeping your gaze over the left middle finger. Exhale to reverse. Inhale back up. Exhale, drop down. Inhale back up. Inhale to back up. Again, straightening up through that leg, turning the toes so that they pigeon-toed, hands come to heart center. Bringing the hands behind you into an interlace, pulling the chest away from you, keeping the palms together. Inhale to look up. Exhale, take a fold. So you want to move the hands away from the back, using them as a pillow to pull yourself a little bit closer towards the mat. Slowly releasing the hands behind you, turning the fingers, and then using the floor to pull yourself a little bit closer if that's available. And slowly releasing, bringing hands onto the hips, gently lifting all the way up. Hands come to prayer at heart center, turning back into your crescent lunge. Gently kicking that right leg up, warrior three. And then taking that right foot over towards the left side, hands go up, inhale. Grabbing hold of the right wrist with the left hand, exhale to pull over towards left side. Coming back to center, hands come to prayer. Slowly taking that right leg up, warrior three. Gently stepping it behind you, crescent lunge. Inhale, hands go up. Exhale, hands down to the mat, left leg up, three-legged dog. Moving through vinyasa. either child's pose or down dog, 5 breaths. Slowly bringing the gaze towards the hands, either stepping or jumping towards the front of the mat. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, take a fold. Gently rising up with the flat back, hands touch above the head, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Staying strong into that right leg, you're bringing the left knee in towards the chest, interlace with the hands over the knee, hugging the knee in. Now either you're going to stay like this and just hold the knee opening out to the side, otherwise 2-piece fingers around the big toe, first extend and then open out towards left side. If you've got hold of the big toe, you can gently just move the gaze over the right shoulder. Slowly, wherever you are, coming back to center. If you got hold of the toe, gently releasing, everyone hugging left knee in towards chest. Keeping that foot lifted, hands come to prayer. Slowly taking it back, warrior 3. Gently bringing both feet to meet, inhale, Utkatasana, inhale. Hands to heart center, you're taking the left elbow past the right knee. Keeping the hands at prayer. And now you just want to check that that left hip isn't moving forward, so gently pulling that left hip back. Slowly lifting up that left leg. Gently stepping it back into your crescent lunge. You're still keeping that twist. And now releasing that left hand down onto the mat on the inside of the right foot. Right hand goes up. Easy twist. Slowly bringing both hands onto the mat. Gently dropping that left knee down. Just moving that right foot in towards the midline. As you exhale, straightening out through front leg, taking half Hanumanasana. Inhale to come forward, low lunge. Exhale to pull back. Inhale to low lunge. Exhale, pull back. Last one to come up, low lunge, lifting the hands above the head. Again, cactusing the arms if it's available, taking a mini back bend, dropping head back. Slowly releasing the hands down towards the mat, tucking the left toes, lifting the knee, inhale to your crescent lunge. Hands to heart center as you gently lift up, warrior 3. Both feet to meet, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale to forward fold. Slowly lifting up with a flat back, hands above the head. Hands to heart center, right knee in towards the chest. Again, interlace with the hands, bringing the knee as close as you can. Then again, either you're just grabbing hold of the knee with the right hand, putting it over towards the right side. Otherwise, 2-piece fingers around the toe, extend first, then open up. Take the gaze over the left shoulder, that's available, making it a little bit more difficult. Slowly coming back to center, releasing, hugging knee in. Bringing hands to heart center. Taking right leg behind you, warrior 3. Gently bringing both feet to meet. Inhale, Utkatasana. Taking hands to prayer, right elbow past left knee. Again, just taking in with that right hip, so it's not pulling forward, pull it in line with the left. Slowly with control, lifting up that right leg. Gently stepping it back, crescent lunge. Slowly releasing right hand down towards the mat, left hand up, easy twist. Both hands come down onto the mat as you release that right knee down, coming into a low lunge. Exhale to straighten out through that front leg. So if the hamstrings are tight, you can keep the foot facing the ceiling, otherwise try to keep the foot down onto the mat. Inhale, come forward. Exhale to pull back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Last one, inhale to come forward, low lunge, gently lifting up. Cactusing the arms again if it's available, mini back bend. To stay here, or placing the whole hand underneath the foot, coming into your gorilla pose. With the hands underneath the foot, just making sure that the toes can touch the wrist. And then bending into the elbows, taking the elbows up to the side and forward. Wherever you are, bending a little bit more into the knees, bringing the tummy to touch the top of the thighs. And slowly releasing the hands, gently walking the feet back into your down dog. Moving through vinyasa again. And just take your time here in your cobra. So maybe do 5 breaths in cobra before you roll over to child's pose or down dog. If you're in down dog, bringing the big toes to touch, dropping knees as wide as the mat, coming into child's pose. So you can make this one a passive one, so you can release the elbows down towards the mat. Moving the knees so that they're almost touching. And then taking the feet as wide as the mat, you're going to grab hold of the calves to move them out to the side. Now if you can't sit down onto the mat, just make sure maybe you've got a pillow or something that you can sit down onto. And then you should be feeling the stretch into the quads. So if this is too much for you, just place the hands behind you and just stay here. Otherwise, if you'd like, you can drop down onto maybe one forearm or maybe both. Again, if this is a little bit more available, you can come all the way down. Just breathing wherever you are. Taking time to slow the breath down. And if you're on the mat, maybe coming back into the forearms. Everyone gently releasing out of the pose, coming back into your child's pose, bringing the big toes to touch, dropping forehead down. Slowly lifting up, placing the hands in down dog position, you're just walking back into your downward facing dog. Taking right leg up towards the sky. Slowly stepping it in between the hands, back into your crescent lunge last time. Straightening out through that front leg, you're coming into Trikonasana, so you're dropping backward parallel with the mat. Hands go in line with the shoulders, gaze over middle finger. And again, keeping that same alignment with Warrior 2, so the heels in line with the arch. Then as you inhale, you want to hinge from the hips, so clinking into the hips, straightening out through that front arm. Gently dropping it down onto the mat or the shin, left hand up. And keeping the legs exactly as they are, you're going to take the Vrita Trikonasana, so you're bringing the left hand onto the mat on the inside of the foot. Right arm goes up. Slowly lifting all the way back up into your Trikonasana. Bending into that front leg, coming back, warrior two. Bringing hands to heart center as you turn back into your crescent lunge. Slowly lifting up, warrior three, last one. Or last one on the side. Gently taking that left foot on top of the right knee, bending into figure four. Slowly lifting up, grabbing hold of the foot, either placing it on the inside of the thigh or on the calf, coming into your tree pose. Hands to heart center. If you feel comfortable here, you can gently lift the hands up. Slowly bringing hands to heart center, then we lift it. Releasing the foot away from the leg, keeping the knee up. Exhale to take it back, warrior three. Slowly stepping it behind you, crescent lunge, last one, inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, taking right leg back up, three-legged dog. Either moving through vinyasa or just coming back into your down dog. Last one, left leg goes up. Stepping it in between the hands, back into crescent lunge. Straightening out through that front leg, Trikonasana on the other side. When you're ready, leading with the left hand, right hand goes up. And taking Parivrtta here, so bringing the right hand on the inside of the left foot, left hand goes up. Slowly lifting all the way back up, coming into warrior two. Hands to heart center, back into crescent lunge. Kicking right leg up, warrior three. Taking figure four, so right crosses over left kney, drop the hips down. Slowly lifting up, foot on the inside of the thigh or the calf, tree pose on the other side, hands back to prayer. Again, if you're comfortable, you can lift up the hands. Slowly releasing hands to heart center. Last time, taking right leg behind you, warrior three. Gently dropping your back crescent. And last vinyasa, taking hands to the floor, left leg goes up. Either moving through vinyasa with the leg up or down. And now gently just bring your big toes to touch again, child's pose. And now slowly moving down to come onto your belly. Just bringing the forearms onto the mat and coming into Sphinx pose. So you want no tension in the lower spine. You can either keep the gaze at the floor or just take it gently in front of you. And slowly releasing down, hands in line with the chest, gently pushing up into your cobra. Exhale to come down. Keeping the hands in line with the chest, you're just coming out to the side onto the fingertips, elbows facing towards the ceiling. Inhale to lift up. Exhale down. Three more like this. Inhale again to lift up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale. And exhale down. Hands in line with the chest, gently just pushing back, child's pose. Bring your forehead down towards the mat. And slowly just rolling over, coming to a seated position. So you want to just remove the flesh away from the sit bones so that you're sitting completely onto the bones. Bringing the hands underneath the knees, you're rocking back, find your balance here. Once you've got your balance, extending the legs maybe to 90. If you're comfortable here, you can even straighten out through the legs. And then wherever you are, slowly just releasing the hands alongside the knees. If your legs are straight, bringing them back to bend. Placing the feet onto the mat, take them as wide as the mat. You're just rolling over, hands around the toes, dropping forehead down. Now slowly just sliding the feet to touch, taking Supta Baddha Konasana. So you want to just keep the feet slightly away from you, interlace with the hands around the toes, bringing elbows past the shins, and gently dropping forehead down. Slowly lifting yourselves up, extending that left leg forward. You're going to take the right foot either into Janu A, so you're bringing it on the inside of the thigh, or if you want a little bit more, you can slowly lift it up, bringing it into the crease of the hip, and when you're ready, taking a forward fold. Slowly lifting all the way up. Option to just stay here if you want a little bit more of a challenge, if it's available. 2-piece fingers around the big toe. You're first going to walk that left foot in, then rock back onto the sit bones. Find your balance, extend the left leg, maybe bringing both hands around the foot. Now just check in with the shoulders, so relax the shoulders away from the ears. Everyone taking double pigeon, so you bring that left foot over towards the right side, right knee on top of the left foot, and then right foot on top of left knee. So when you look down, it should look like a triangle. And then as you exhale, just taking a forward fold, gently just taking it to your extent. Slowly lifting all the way up, taking it over towards the right side, extending that right leg forward. Whatever you did on the one side, you do on the other. So either Janu A with the foot on the inside of the thigh, or taking the foot into the crease of the right hip. And when you're ready, taking your forward fold, exhale. Again, either you can stay here, otherwise 2-piece fingers around that right big toe. Slowly rocking back. Once you've got the balance, extending that right leg, maybe both hands around the foot. And slowly releasing and taking that right foot over towards the left side. Left knee on top of right foot, left foot on top of right knee. Again, double pigeon here. So when you look down, it should look like a triangle again. And then maybe if your knee is up, that's fine. Just work on pushing that knee down. So this is just to create more space into the outer hip. And you just take it to your extent. Maybe it's hanging out here, maybe it's dropping down. Maybe it's the knee up here and you're just pushing that down. All the way up, taking one more Baddha Konasana, so just bringing the soles of the feet to touch again, interlace with the hands around the toes, exhale, drop down. So if the space isn't available for you to lie completely down, you can always just put a bolster or a pillow and just lay down on the floor. And slowly lifting up, 2-piece fingers around the big toes. Again, you're rocking back onto the sit bones first. Find your balance, maybe you're staying here. Otherwise, see if you can straighten the legs. Shoulders again relaxed away from the ears. If you've got hold of the big toes, you can gently just open up the legs, sending the chest forward. Again, if you're holding the nose, coming back to center. Taking one last one to open up the legs, sending chest forward. And again, bring the feet to touch. Slowly dropping the feet down, taking a forward fold, exhale. Rocking back onto your back, and then taking half happy baby here, so bringing both feet up. You want to imagine that you're walking on the ceiling, holding the outside edges of the feet. Just make sure that the tailbone is relaxed down towards the mat. Releasing that left leg down, hugging right knee towards the chest. Gently pulling that right knee over towards the left side, taking the gaze over towards the right shoulder. Slowly coming back to center. Just changing sides, left knee in, right leg extend. And as you exhale, pulling the knee over towards the right side, taking gaze over towards the left shoulder. Slowly back to center. Hugging both knees in towards the chest. And just taking one last happy baby, holding the outside edges of the feet, knees in towards the armpits. And when you're ready in your own time, you can gently just release down into Shavasana. Just bringing the hands onto the belly or alongside you, closing the eyes. And again, taking one last inhale through the nose. Exhale to side out through the mouth. So you want to stay here for about 5 to 10 minutes. And from us at Arenda Yoga, we just want to say thank you for sharing this space with us. Taking one last inhale through the nose. Exhale to side out. Namaste.